Hello there, this is Ryan from Burley Bricks coming to you live from my obscene Lego room. Today I'm giving an update on a project I've been putting off doing for a while, but I had some really important things to do, like my taxes, so naturally I decided to tackle Lego instead. So I have a previous video on my channel where I discuss this one street corner I'm working on, and the base is a record shop that's sort of based on old, like kind of trendy hipster record stores that you might see in the city. And then beside is like a health food shop. So that was the base that I was working on. It was based on an old build I did that was on a standard, hold on, let me see if I can do this, on like a standard plate. I built it on a standard plate just like this, but I decided to, which is a 32 by 32 stud, decided to move my build onto 48 by 48 studs. And I also have a video about that, about the street corners and how I do custom streets for that. So because of that, I had to move one of my, of course, almost completed and decorated interior buildings onto this plate. And by doing that, it became bigger. So the video that I had before, which I'll put a link in the description, um, I had rebuilt the structure on the bigger plate, but it stretched out a bit, which means the upper levels were now too small and would have to be, of course, rebuilt. Now, the second floor, which is what this video is mainly about, is a comic book shop, which is directly above the record store, and a veterinarian, a little pet clinic, which is right above the health food store. So I am in the process of moving one to the other. I made the base, the new base that fits perfectly on top of the new structure below. And now I'm trying to carefully move everything from one to the other. And I just wanted to show you that process while there's still something to show you and it hasn't completely fallen apart. So this is the new base. And yes, I'm like, I don't want to like congratulate myself too much, but sometimes when I work on things, I get a little proud of myself because I look at it and I'm like, this looks really good. I like this. So this is the front of the building. So record shop would be here, health food shop would be here. And so when you go in there, you would come up the stairs. So this is now the stairs, and they're still separate buildings. Even though they're the same structure, they're separate. So if you were to come up the stairs here, this is the entrance into the comic book store, and then you're going to continue up the stairs because I'm going to make two apartments up here. And that was another reason why I wanted to rebuild the whole structure. In my original plan, the stairwells went up like this, which looked nice. However, is there something on it? It looked nice. However, I wanted the roof to go in like this. So it didn't, you couldn't feasibly do that. So I wanted the stairwells to go up into the middle of the structure. That way I can have the roof taper in, if that makes sense. It does to me. So anyway, so this is going to be the record shop. And over here is going to be the pet place. And so I'm still trying to figure out how this is the point when I build and rebuild and build and rebuild, and then you want to do the floor, but then you can't tile too much because then you realize, oh, I actually want to put something here, so now you have to like rip up all the tiles. And this is sort of like the part where I get analysis paralysis and I don't exactly know what to do. So I just sort of like, oh, I'm not going to do anything at all. And then I move on to the next one, which is what I always do. So, but I wanted to show you, still has some of the original structure intact. As you can see, I've ripped down a lot of the walls so that I could use that sandstone color. But this is basically where the original door came in. Here, there was like a little spot where the comic book, the nerd, would be over here. And then I have the little stands here, which I've transferred over. And then this is just like, milk crates that have comics and stuff in it. And, there's a R2D2, and there was going to be a Batman in its case. And then I have like a lot of like Batgirl, like the DC girls, such great prints, and these little chairs say like Bam and Pow on them, and I have all this stuff from superhero sets that I want to like display. Like I have no use for these prints, and I have a lot of brickhead prints. Like they would have like Batman little, you know what I mean, like the little prints that they have. I want to stack them and make them a part of the wall. Like things like that that I have no use for. I want to completely like dump in here, and that's why it's so colorful too. Um, and then the vet, man, my hair is just everywhere. I'm sorry. I like inhaled some dust as I'm talking about this because it's really dusty. But basically, there's a little waiting area here and then two rooms. Now, this made more sense practically for the layout. So now I have to redo the layout in terms of the pets, the pet clinic. I also wanted to kind of put a horse in there just because it'd be funny. But my thoughts for that now are a little different. So, excuse me, as you can see, I moved these racks over, and it's basically just a bunch of comic book racks that you can look. I really love this build, and I knew that I was going to keep it. I might make this a little lower because the walls are now not as high as they were in that structure. So I'm going to have to play around with that a little bit. The wall's going to go here. I think this is going to be a little seating area, and this is where comics are going to be in those bins again. So it's relatively the same. I'm going to do some like display cases at the front, and then all this sandstone color is going to be colored by interior walls. So I've made it so that they're going to be like double walls. If you're in the hall, they're going to look sandstone, but if you're inside, they're going to look a different color, purple and blue here. And this I think is going to be like white and a light blue, like a little more calming, clinicky type colors. But the thing is, because there's no stairwell now for the clinic, I have to figure out the reception area. So like the reception area, I guess I can make the person sit right here. Having thoughts. The person can sit right here as soon as you walk in the door. Some seats. Yes, yes, I'm having thoughts. Sorry. And then down here will be two little vet offices. I got it. Okay. So it didn't click for me yesterday when I was working on this. This I did yesterday. This was like my project. I brought all my bins. That's why one's missing here. Brought all my bins out into the living room. I'm binging old episodes of Veronica Mars, and I'm just working on projects because sometimes it's like, oh, I'm inspired. I better do this. So without sounding pretentious, but I'm also really digging the exterior. I put some the stones in there, and it's just I'm gonna probably have like signs popping out. Um, and because too, that was the other thing that I had to incorporate is that so this is the front of the building. So that's visible, these windows, and then this is the side of the building, which is visible because it's on the corner. And same with the back is also visible because I established a little alleyway. So I had to make sure that there was something to look at, otherwise it's just going to be blank, which is what the previous build was. Now this side though is just blank because I'm building an arcade that's going to press up right against this wall. So there's no need for it to look nice. I technically could have just made it the blue wall, like I didn't have to do a double wall, but I just couldn't do that for some reason. I don't know. It would have given me a little bit more space, but I just couldn't do that. So that's my little update on that. And hopefully I will have more soon. But oh, before I go, you can see here the difference in size. That this one is one longer um, here, and then like it came out one more, which didn't make them even like symmetrical. On one side's a little bit bigger than the other, which was really bothering me. But then I've also made it about three wider in the back. Anyway, so that's my update. Let me know in the comments what you think, but don't tell me what to do. And does your city have a comic book shop? Uh, and if so, how does it look? I'm trying to make my exterior buildings look like just a regular place that, it's been around for a while and tenants just move in. And this just happens to be a comic book shop. It's not like shaped to look like a big comic or anything like that. I want my city to have like practical looking lived in buildings. Okay, so I need to stop this video. But let me know in the comments, do you have a record shop? Do you have a comic shop? Do you have a vet? I have a vet, but I don't have a hospital. And yeah, with that, have a great rest of your day. Thank you.